2,000 subs. What the fuck? Cheers, cunts. Now, I want to preface this by saying I don't know a great deal about the minutiae of the alt-right. As a community, as with most groups on the internet, they are probably as diverse as there are members. Everything I'm going to say in this video is my general impressions from my interactions online. They could be wrong, but it is what has been presented to me. With that in mind, hopefully you can appreciate my points all the same.
Hey guys, how you doing? Dusty Smith here, and I just thought I'd do a quick video to talk about how the alt-right has taken over the skeptic community. It's kind of sad to see, to be honest with you.
And it's fucking news to the rest of us, because, you see, all the alt-rights I've experienced tend not to be what you would call skeptics. They've pretty hardline, somewhat far-right beliefs, and if you try and engage with them, they call you a cuck and ignore any and all valid criticism. And I can't say I've ever seen one concede a point and change their position. Is this all people who identify as alt-right? Probably not. The same way that there are people who identify as SJWs without being what people typically think of. They're sometimes reasonable and open to new information, and you have to wonder at that point why they even bother, but hey ho, perhaps it's a peer pressure thing.
Remember 4 years ago when the right was like, Obama's a Muslim, he's going to take your guns? Remember all that shit, how he laughed at all of them? Remember how the right was a joke and just fear-mongers, and we all laughed at them and didn't take them seriously?
You know, not all right-wing people hold those opinions, don't you? Or are you another dumb cunt who makes blanket judgments on the people with differing political opinions?
Well, let's fast forward 4 years later, and suddenly the alt-right seems to have taken over the skeptic community.
Only if you don't know what alt-right means, and or mischaracterize people to fit some ropey definition, so you can dismiss them, Steve. Oops, I meant Dusty. You see what I did there?
You look at a lot of the big channels, Sargon, Chris Reagan, Armored Skeptic, hell, even the Amazing Atheist.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you really gonna go there? Are you gonna do what every retarded, far-left, idiotic ideologue who considers everybody who isn't left enough to be right-wing? Or is this the, if you criticize left, you must be right because, you know, echo chambers always work out so fucking well?
They seem to be on this alt-right kick lately.
No, they aren't. You don't know what that means, and you sound like a fucking moron.
For those of you who don't know what the alt-right is,
don't ask me, because I'm a fucking spastic.
The alt-right is a group of people who traditionally reject conservative values. They don't really consider themselves conservative. In fact, the ones in this community traditionally vote Democrat. They're usually liberals.
Half right, half retarded. Alt-righters are basically all traditionally right, but find their mainstream representative to be, well, too mainstream. Line-towing, cow-towing conservatives, as they like to call them. But the idea they are traditionally Democrats is fucking retarded. Did you wake up and take stupid pills? Maybe you smashed your head open and are just now back from the doctors pumped up on sweet, sweet drugs.
But what has happened is, over the last 8 years, social justice warriors and feminists have become the main foil of this community. See, what happened was, religion got boring to talk about. We pretty much kicked religion's ass, and the YouTube community needed a new foil to attack.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
So that YouTubers could make money talking off of, and that the community could have somebody to attack and hate, because people love to fucking hate. Hate is really the religion of the internet. Everybody fucking wants to love to hate. And so the YouTubers had to give their audience something else besides religion to fight because it became boring.
Nope. There's actually a really clear non-cunt reason that this happened. And if you were in any way intellectually honest, you would fucking know and admit this. The reason the religious right was an important fight all those years ago is they still had a lot of popular power and were trying to push bad ideas into mainstream discourse. They were trying, and I believe in a couple of cases succeeded, at least for a time, to get creationism taught as science to children. That was one of the big ones, and they had some other idiotic shit, but yeah, we fought them because we had to. They failed largely and fell away. But now something else has come up. It's trying to get new retarded shit taught in schools. this time trying to get kids to believe they are born either racist or victims based on the colour of their skin. And many, many other bad ideas being pushed through and for now seemingly to be successful. So those of us who are actually skeptics, Steve, damn it, Dusty, don't care what side of the aisle they lie politically. It's the actions they are taking that matter. But this, you're all alt-right conversations get us fucking nowhere. And just shows you are too fucking ill-informed to actually add anything. Would it matter if I or anyone you've mentioned were alt-right and correct? Because it fucking shouldn't. Being correct supersedes any fucking ideological standpoint. Oh, and FYI, not one of us is alt-right. Just to be clear, fuckface.
And so what they chose was social justice warriors and feminists. These have become the new evil bad guys of the skeptic atheist community that everybody stands up and fights. It started happening years and years and years ago, a long time ago, and it just steadily started happening over and over and over again.
Because they were doing bad things.
And so what you had was you had these channels who built up, who got huge, and pretty much the focus of what they do is either attack social justice warriors or feminists.
Criticize.
That's like 80% of their content. That's what they focus on. Attacking social justice warriors and feminists has become the new gold rush on the internet. That's where everybody's making their fucking money at these days.
And way back when, all you did was criticize religion for the reasons we discussed. What's your fucking point?
There are certain channels out there who all they do is attack Islam. The most evil thing on the planet, Islam. That's what they focus on. And they have a minor amount of support. But these channels who attack feminists and social justice warriors have 500,000 people following them.
Thing is, what's being done in the name of Islam by these terrible people is obviously wrong to everybody, including the vast majority of westernized Muslims. You know what people don't think is full of monstrous arse bandits who would destroy our countries from the inside out given half the chance? Social justice warriors. They infect everything, take it over and replace everybody with their usually unqualified friends until the only opinion left is theirs. It's insidious and it's happening under the public's noses. This is why we are talking about it.
This is what the community is supporting right now. A guy who has a channel primarily attacking Islam or Christianity gets minor support, whereas a guy who is attacking primarily feminism or social justice warrior makes tens of thousands of dollars off Patreon because people are supporting them so heavily. This is what the community has decided is important.
Well done, Dick for Brains. Things are popular because they are popular. What an astute observation.
The most evil thing on the planet right now are social justice warriors and feminists. So these popular channel teaching the skeptic community built a boogeyman out of feminism and social justice warriors and built themselves up.
Dude, you got space under that rock for me? I would love to pretend all this shit being done in the name of social justice wasn't happening. But unfortunately for me, I have kids and young family members who are ripe to be indoctrinated into this shit. I, for one, am unwilling to stand idly by while it happens. And in before, think of the children! My reasons for being here don't change the fact that it needs to be stopped.
And then what happened was, we had an election, and one of the candidates, Hillary Clinton, was slightly more in support of social justice warriors than Donald Trump is. Donald Trump really ain't going to do shit to social justice warriors, but admittedly his rhetoric against social justice warriors and feminists is much stronger than Hillary Clinton, who seems to kind of embrace the social justice warriors a bit. So all these popular channels who have made a name for themselves and a living off attacking social justice warriors and feminists had to make a decision. But these people who made all this money and got all this fame off social justice warriors decided that instead of supporting the traditional liberal candidates as they would do normally, they would instead join the alt-right and start attacking Hillary Clinton and embracing Donald Trump. In fact, the focus of the community...
And there it is again. You don't understand that criticising Hillary isn't support of Donald Trump. An incredibly popular meme at the moment, and I'm going to make my own spin on it. You have to eat two pieces of shit. One has sprinkles on it, the other cookie crumble. No matter which topping you prefer, you're still going to have to eat shit.
It has become so heavily geared towards attacking feminism and social justice warriors over all else that we got infected by the alt-right. So basically the alt-right infected this community. They started pushing their memes in this community, and since the community was so heavily focused on fighting nothing but social justice warriors and feminists, that they pretty much just let this shit go unchallenged. The alt-right has become an infection on the skeptic community.
If someone wants to help you put out your burning house, do you first ask them what their favourite TV show is? No, of course not. It's irrelevant. Also, this point also completely ignores all the time I, and those mentioned, and many others, spend arguing with members of the alt-right over things like race realism or poverty. It's just astounding to me that you sit there telling me that I'm part of a group you don't even fucking understand. Christ.
And a lot of these people supporting Trump want to pretend like they're not actually part of the alt-right, which is bullshit. You're spreading the exact same memes the alt-right is spreading. You're talking the exact same shit the alt-right is talking. You can try to distance yourself from the alt-right as much as you possibly want to, but it's bullshit.
Agreeing with some points is not the same as agreeing with every point. You are a fucking idiot if you believe that. And yeah, of course, these people claiming not to be this thing are this thing because I am the arbiter of truth. Fuck you, Steve.
If someone came up to you and was spreading every bit of social justice warrior ideology that you know is bullshit, if they were going through the gambit of supporting BLM and feminism and multiculturalism, but then they said, I'm not a social justice warrior, you would immediately see through that and no, it's bullshit. No, they're a social justice warrior, and you would tell them that.
Actually, no. It would depend on their actions, you fucking cretin. Social justice warriors are the ones who go out of their way to get things banned and people fired. If someone supports all the things you mentioned, the chances of them being a social justice warrior is very high, but not an absolute necessity. Plus, I have already pointed out that those of us who are pretty much centre-left, give or take, disagree with countless amounts of alt-right rhetoric, but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
What I'm telling you, all you big alt-right channels who are doing nothing but parroting alt-right bullshit, you're fucking part of the alt-right. You are. You can distance yourself from it all you want to. You can pretend you're not a part of it, but you fucking are. You're part of this fucking infection.
I cannot be fucking asked anymore. You are painfully misinformed about what it means to be alt-right. You go on to point out the shit things about Donald Trump, and you know what? If they're all true, most of us agree completely. No one wants to see Trump president, but Hillary is just as bad. She isn't objectively better in any sense. She's a fucking crook. But you can't wrap your head around the fact that criticising her is actually the most important thing people on the left can do. Because like every other moron, your hate boner for Trump, well, trumps your cognitive faculties. In closing, Trump is shit, Hillary is shit, you are a fucking idiot and I need a drink. Happy 2000 subs.